Hi, and welcome to our coverage of the ASUG Annual Conference in Sapphire Now. We are in the ASUG News Studio, sponsored by NTT Data. Today we have with us Florida Crystals, Don Whittington, VP and CIO, Pat Atkinson, Director of PMO. In addition, we have ASUG CEO Jeff Scott co-hosting with me.
Good afternoon, Gina.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm well.
Thank you.
First day of conference kicked off with a bang, and we have great news to share that Florida Crystals is a winner of the 2014 ASUG Infinity Awards. Congratulations.
Amazing news.
Fantastic
Yep.
news. We really appreciate it. Super.
The awards, as you know, are recognizing strategic use of SAP. In your case, it's SAP HANA, as well as engagement with the ASUG community. Florida Crystals has been very involved with the ASUG community for years. Don, tell us a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with ASUG has been pretty incredible. I've been on the board now for 5 years. This is my swan song, so this will be my
long
last
history.
board
Yes.
meeting. It's been really good, and what we have found is the more you give to ASUG, the more you get back, and that's really what we've been able to leverage. We've done a lot of the HANA piece. We've done big in the cloud, and what I was always able to do was to get the real experience from other folks. My interjection on the board, Pat's work with the local chapters and things. It's really been a rewarding relationship.
So Pat, tell us, what has been the response from the community? You talk about engagement in the chapters. What have you shared, and what is the feedback you've received from the members?
Well, we've done quite a few different presentations, quite a few here in the past 5 years, and then we've also done many presentations at the ASUG chapter meetings in Florida, and we get a lot of good information back, a lot of feedback. Everyone's always coming around and asking, for more information, and the chapter meetings are a really great place to network. Met a lot of people, made a lot of friends, and brought in a lot of the business users into ASUG, and we're definitely getting a lot out of it, and hopefully giving a lot to it.
That's, the feedback we've heard here is similar. Paying it forward is a tradition ASUG started many years ago, so we certainly appreciate your sharing your story. Don, Florida Crystals has a very long history with innovation, yourself driving that force. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Where's that coming from?
So, I like it's a bit of a culture with our company, and I've been with Florida Crystals now almost 13 years. And I've been a CIO. I taught university level. I've been a director for North America on the consulting groups, managing ERP consulting implementations, and head of R&D for a software company. And back in 2001, I got the opportunity to go to work with Florida Crystals. It's been tremendous. So it starts back. The innovation is where we really don't align with the business. We're part of the business. IT is viewed as an innovation enabler. That's been pretty powerful. So there's a bit of an urban legend with our CEO that in 1995, in a very small startup piece of the business, that he was going to run SAP R3. So we've been a customer since 1995. And the legend goes to ask, why would you take a brand new software like R3 and implement it in such a small company? And he reportedly said, because I plan to run a global business on this someday, we want to start with a great foundation. So going forward, we're now operating, we're the world's largest sugar refiner, operating in 10 countries. We're a multi-billion-dollar organization. And so that is the way that he always thought about technology as enablement. 2010, we actually moved to the cloud completely. I have not had a data center for 10 years. We use the VirtuStream Enterprise Cloud, and they've been a great partner with us, a great partner with SAP, and we've done tremendous things in the cloud. And in last year, about a year ago right now, we were the first customer to take it to full ECC stack and run it on HANA. And I always knock on Formica. It's been flawless. It's been an incredible experience. Pat was critical in making all of that happen. When I first proposed it a year ago to do this, everybody thought I was crazy, including Pat. And but we asked her to pull that off. And she's also leading a project that's going to take the remainder of our ECC. We had 2 instances. She's taken the larger of those 2 will go live in the middle of July. So our HANA Verd journey continues on.
So Pat, go ahead, please.
I'm curious if you guys could share with the community what are your secrets to success? How would others, kind of replicate what you've been able to do and take the leadership position you have?
Well, let me start this, and I want to hand it to Pat, but it really is, and this is going to sound a bit of a cliche, but it's really about the people all the time. Jeff, you and I have talked about that.
Yep, absolutely.
All of the technologies, et cetera, it's always about the people and it's about the business. And I think that really makes a difference. The people that we've got, Pat's leading a team, and we've got some of our folks standing watching this, as we speak. And it's really, that's the people, that's what makes a difference is the people. Pat, I don't know if you've got to expound on that.
Just definitely the people, and just have a good plan, and work with the IT group as well as the business users, and we've got a great group of business users that work with us on these, and with most of our projects, and they continue with these, the upgrades and HANAs, and they're definitely key to the success.
I would expect my director of PMO to say it's also about the plan.
Yeah,
well done.
exactly.
Well done.
Exactly.
Well, let me ask you this then, and I open it to both of you. Why do you think HANA adoption is such a challenge for so many customers?
I believe the HANA adoption is twofold, right? The lack thereof. And when we first went in, you've got to be on the latest release of software.
Yeah.
Bill McDermott
Absolutely.
said that in the keynote. And that's really about the cloud piece as well. Software as a service, the cloud is all about remaining current. And making remaining current be easy. It's just a natural course. So again, through the processes that Pat has put in place and the team has worked, we're on current on everything. We run current SAP, current Microsoft products, current stacks. So that's a big deterrent. If you're not there, just getting to the base is there. The other one is similar, is infrastructure. The cost for HANA on the infrastructure, the hardware side. Remember, we run in the cloud. I have not bought hardware for 4 years. And so that the requirement that you have the proprietary infrastructure and very specific proprietary infrastructure remains a challenge, I would think, for most customers, as it does for us. We help with VirtuStream, some of that in the cloud to make that a little bit easier. And I think the SAP and HANA Enterprise Cloud the same way, but I do believe that's the other deterrent.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You talk about Florida Crystals moving from a transactional to analytical. And I wonder what do you mean by that? What should people understand by that philosophy?
I'll take the strategy part. I'm going to hand it to Pat, so you need to think about this while I'm not doing it.
Yes.
From a strategy at the board level, right, one of the things that I believe my peers all struggle the same way is our businesses do SAP. That's just wrong. You shouldn't do SAP. SAP should be an important part of running your business processes, of running simpler, right?
Absolutely.
Running simple. The minute you say you have to do SAP, that's not simple anymore. So what we have, our vision is, and I say it in a video that I did about a year ago, with HANA and the new user experience, the Fiori, personas, etc., we view that SAP being as fast as Excel and as easy to use. So Pat's team then is to take that and change actual business processes. If you want to talk a little bit about the things that we're able to do. Did I throw you a curveball?
Yeah, you did.
Right. So if you look at the things we actually talk about eliminating work
Yeah.
versus automating work.
Right.
Right. So oftentimes you'll take a bad business practice and you try to automate it. Pat's team really does eliminate it. Batch jobs, where
Right.
now we can run things in HANA, run them instantly, but we still run the batch jobs. I'll tell another funny story actually about that. We run BW on HANA and have for 18 months, but we still rely on some batch jobs that run overnight for BW, as everyone does, aggregation, summarization, etc. So I was working with my boss, who's the CEO, the one I've mentioned in the Urban Legend, and we built him a dashboard specific to him. So he can look at profitability and sales around the globe, drill into it a lot of different ways. So he said, well, this HANA stuff, he said, let me get this right. I can instantly see what happened yesterday. And I said, yes, that's exactly right. But the future, our future lies in eliminating that BW layer, the extraction layer, and then we'll be able to do exactly what Bill presented in the keynote, and that's the vision piece. So, Pat's the one that has to make all that work, Pat and her team, and they've done a tremendous job in doing that.
So no pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
I just talk about it. Pat has to do it. Right?
We'll get the technical piece done, and then we'll work on the rest.
You talk a lot about, well, actually, you're demonstrating how you're leading the pack. And the question that we asked when we chatted earlier was, who do you look to? If you're already blazing the trail, who is your inspiration?
The inspiration really comes from, in my experience, two things, and they're both related to ASUG. When I'm on the ASUG board and I get to work with guys like Jeff, before he was the CEO, he was head of with Tom's Shoes, guys like Anthony Bosco and the whole crew, Mike Stocco at DuPont. I mean, you just get some ideas. Our culture, right, that innovation culture that we talked about, enables us to try some things that others might be a little less. We're a private company. That gives us some flexibility as well that some public companies may not have. And then secondly is the relationships through ASUG that we've been able to build with SAP executives, where some of the SAP executives I actually consider friends of mine. And so friends don't let friends down. And it goes back to the comment, it's always about the people. And I think ASUG is about the people. It's really been a great relationship.
You guys have done a wonderful job, and Don, it's a pleasure that we've been able to have you on the board for as long as we have, and it's wonderful to be able to give you this award today. Well deserved, well earned.
Well, thanks, Jeff. We really appreciate it, and Gina, thanks so much. Pat, I really want to thank you and your team all for making all this stuff happen.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you for joining us. For more news on SAP, visit asugnews.com. Thank you.